Hello again, it's Ben, Product Ambassador for Bering Optics. I have today for you the 54mm Hogster ZAP thermal rifle scope, which is a 384 resolution scope. It is March of 2026, and in December of 2025, Bering released the 35mm version of the Hogster ZAP. So there's already a full content video of the 35mm on my channel. I encourage you to take a look. The difference here is the 54mm lens. So I'll actually be borrowing some footage from that 35mm review, such as the zeroing process and the menu walkthrough, and I'll incorporate it into this video. But let's go ahead and get started with an unboxing. Comes in a nice soft padded case. You get a set of instructions. A charger for two 18350 battery cells, the cable for said charger, and the AC power adapter. A couple of lens cleaning cloths, and a neck or a shoulder strap for the padded case. Koozie, and a form fit section for the scope, which I already have sitting right here. Now the mount and the scope come separate. I've gone ahead and sped this up for us today and put the mount onto the scope. A tip from Bering is do not use red Loctite on these screws. If you want to use Loctite, use blue and one drop, and then hand tight. This scope mount is specific to the ZAP in that it's contoured for this battery compartment on the left side. So you have two mounting positions. I've chosen the furthest back mounting position because here in a second I'll be putting it on a bolt action rifle. So that is what you get in the retail kit for the Hogster ZAP 54mm. Alright, there's our target board placed at 50 yards. I'll enter the menu again. I'm not recording using the onboard video because it does not show the menus in the recorded video output. So in order to zero the Hogster ZAP, you go to page 2 of the menu, and there is a reticle selection. Okay, so you enter the reticle menu, and your first choice is reticle, and this is a number value 1 through, I'll go ahead and cycle through here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then off. So 1 is a working 0 I already have for 100 yards, but to show you how to zero the scope, I'm going to enter a blank reticle. So that is reticle 2 of profile A, and then the type is going to be the actual reticle itself. So cycling through these, I'll go ahead and pick something simple like that, and then of course color. And I've already predetermined that eventually I want to end up at 200 yards with a 0. So I've got that in there. Then you see the freeze option, which we'll use in just a second. The zoom, you can do progressive zoom zeroing. I'll start at 1 times, it's plenty enough at 50 yards. And then you see Y and X is at 0, 0, meaning it's the fresh factory 0 for this optic. Alright, so I'm going to take 2 shots at 50 yards, and then we'll go down, mark them, come back and make our first adjustments. Alright, so back here at 50, I went ahead and took 4 shots since I forgot to record the first 2. So our point of aim was this center chemical warmer, and our 4 impacts are up here in the upper right of this target board. So what I plan to do is paste another chemical hand warmer at the points of impact, go back to the scope, freeze the image, and dial to the points of impact. Let's do that now. Alright, we're back at the bench behind the rifle, and we're going to enter the menu again, page 2. reticle 2, XY00, and we are going to freeze the image once I get my point of aim back where it was, which is right about there. Alright, the image is frozen, so we'll adjust Y using the forward and back keys. And it's just at the top there. And then the right and left keys. Alright, we've made those adjustments. And now we will press the middle menu button and it'll save them. Zeroed the scope at 100 yards. It should be pretty much dead on. I'm using chemical hand warmers as the target media. This is a Glenfield 20-inch 30-06 rifle, shooting factory Sierra ammunition, 165 grain, tipped Game Kings. So this scope records video, no audio, but I'll go ahead and show you what the video image, the recorded image, looks like as part of this range session. I'm going to take 4 shots, native magnification 4.0, 8 times, 16 times, 32 times. What I'm looking for there is, as I progress through the digital zoom values, that the point of impacts remain the same. That's a test that I do, that way I have confidence in the field. If I have to use digital zoom, then I know my shot will be on. Also, I'm looking to see that the scope does not shut off under recoil impulse. During zeroing it did fine, but thus far it's handling the 30-06 without any issue. Alright, so let's take 4 shots downrange, 100 yards. Okay, initiating recording. Native magnification. I do have picture-in-picture active. We'll see if that shows in the recorded video output. Increasing zoom to 2 power. Increasing zoom to 3 power. I'm sorry, 4 power. And to max 8 power. Theoretical 32 times zoom. Alright, we are downrange at the target at native base mag. Just clipped the bottom of the chemical hand warmer at 2 times magnification, about 1 inch right. 4 times magnification, again about 1 inch right. And at 8 times magnification, about 1 inch right. So once I started activating zoom, I was able to get a real good pinpoint image on the hand warmer. At 1 times, the pip nearly covered the entire hand warmer. So with 2, 4, and 8 times being very consistent on impact, I would say the digital zoom is tracking correctly. Alright, so the final test for me today is a grouping of 3 shots. This is not a very heavy profile barrel. It's still a little warm to the touch, but I can hold on to it. So cool enough to go ahead and do the 3-shot group on. And I've made this a minor adjustment based on our digital zoom test to 0. So what I'm looking for is an inch or better. Here we go. Saw some powder come out of the hand warmer on that shot. Good sign. Alright, down at 100, Glenfield Model A 30-06. 3 shots. 1, 2, and 3. And that is going to be sub MOA. So, perfect. Ready to go hunt this scope. Check out your dealers for pricing and availability on the Hogster ZAP 54mm thermal rifle scope. Alright, this is the menu of the Hogster ZAP, which is a new 2025 Bering Optics thermal scope. Rifle scope, and we'll start on the main screen. You'll have your reticle in the dead center, upper left time and date, magnification top dead center, right now 1x native magnification, upper right battery level indicator, and then below it is your profile and distance setting for a quick reference. You press the middle menu button and that will enter the menu. And we'll just scroll through the menu first. I believe it's 3 pages. Page 2 and page 3. So quite an extensive menu on this first selection. False color stands for color palette. In order to select it, you would push the right key on the scope. It's now highlighted, and then you would cycle through with the forward and back buttons. And there are 6 different color palettes. When you're done there, you just hit the left key to back out of it. Second item is zoom. If you wanted to zoom using the menu, you can do that here through the 4 various, and watch the top dead center. You got 1x native, 2x, 4x, 8x, back to native. Third selection, LCD brightness. Pretty self-explanatory. 1 to 10 are your settings there. Image brightness. I believe there's also 10 settings there. Let's take a quick look. Yep. And continuing on, image contrast. Again, 10 settings. Scene mode, we have standard, custom, jungle, and city. And calibration, also known as NUC, nuke. You have 2 choices, or 3 choices, I'm sorry, scene, manual calibration, and automatic. I'll leave it on automatic. So that's page 1 of the Hogster ZAP menu. Going to page 2, hotspot detection on and off. picture in picture, on and off. The zoom of picture in picture is going to be twice whatever your native magnification is, so 2 times would be the current picture in picture if you're on 1 times native. Turn that off. IMU. Reticle group. So these are profiles. Watch the upper right under the battery meter. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different profiles. We'll leave it on A1. Then your reticle menu, click on that. Click the menu key to enter the submenu. So under A, you can set your distances to be different, but essentially under each profile, you're going to have 6. Hit menu to cycle through those. So right there, 200 yards is reticle 2. Reticle 3, the user could set that to 300 yards if you wanted to. So within every profile, A through F, you then have 6 options for different distances. Quite a lot of versatility and utility to the reticle settings. You could set that distance at 1, 2, 3, 4, and 500 and simply just cycle to your profile for that stated distance. You could choose to do 5 different grain weights if you wanted to within a certain. So if A1 was like 223, you could select 5 different grain weights and have a different reticle profile for each. So when you go to type within any one of those and then hit menu, that's where you'll see the 6 different reticles. Color 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 different colors. Freeze will be used when you're doing one-shot zeros. So you have a point of aim as a hot spot. You take a shot wherever your point of impact is. You could freeze it and then adjust your reticle. You'll see my Y and X values there. This already has been zeroed for 223. So then after you freeze it, you go down to your Y and your X and you move the reticle over the point of impact, and then you save your settings. So you can also, while you're zeroing, use different zooms if you like. So I'm going to press and hold the menu button to back out of this. And we'll cancel that since it's my working 0. Page 2, second from bottom is language, and then the final selection is photo. Page 3, top, video. I'll show you any videos that are saved onto the scope. Same would be for pictures. Press the menu key to go back. Time and date. Menu key to enter. And you can set your format and all of those such things. Pixel correction or bad point correction. Settings. You can choose what the power key does. When you press the power key, you can mess with some other settings here. Auto shutdown time, record time, and picture-in-picture position. But essentially those are the 6 settings options. Press and hold menu to get out of that. And then finally device info, firmware, hardware, software, all the version numbers are going to be in there. Alright, and then you can press and hold menu to go back to the main screen. And then to finish up, there are 4 directional buttons on the top of the scope: forward, back, left, right, and the middle menu. If you click the left key, you'll see the brightness changing. So left directional, when not in the menu, is the brightness of the screen. The forward directional button is going to save a picture. You see the picture flash in the bottom, and then you press and hold to record, and that tells you you're recording a video. And then the right directional is your color palettes. And then your back directional button is your zoom: 2 times, 4 times, 8 times, and 1 time. So you'll have to scroll through all the zooms to get back to native zoom. And then we have the power key set that when I press it once, it turns the screen off. Press it quickly and it comes back. So sort of a standby mode to save battery. And that is the menu of the Hogster ZAP.